Don't trust anyone. Who are you? What do you want? Don't scare me! Hey. Hey. Shut up! They've done any part of what's going on! Too late. What happened to the lights? They were off when I came in. I thought it was another power cut.
Well, who was it? Did you get a sight of him?
Oh, you're joking. Got a stocking over his face. Could have been Count Dracula for all I knew. To think I locked the door, I was shut up with that nut.
What a mess. I should never have left you on your own. Didn't even give me time to make arrangements.
Have they let you out of jug for good now, Dad?
Now, they couldn't hold me without making a formal charge. Not without proof. They couldn't.
Dad, is it true what they said? Were you involved in the sabotage at the base?
Don't be daft, lad. Oh, what did it take me for?
Oh, those two men you were seen with before the explosion. Where did they take you in the car?
Well, it sounds like typical village gossip to me.
Look, Dad, Spud and I were here when you got back. We could tell you'd been done over. What's it all about?
Look, there's no need to get all worked up.
I'm supposed to be your son, remember? Why is it you can never tell me the truth?
There were two men I'd never seen before. I suppose they picked me because I know the layout of the base. Well, they offered me money to tell them about the restricted area over by the hangars.
Did you take it? Dad, did you take the money?
Well, only the first time.
Oh, you couldn't have.
Look, it was just a sort of joke, see?
Joke?
Look, they bit me that I couldn't get into the restricted area on my own. Well, I did. Well, it's not until later I realised it was for real. And I refused to help them. That's why they beat me up.
Why didn't you go to the police?
I couldn't.
What do you mean, couldn't? Your mind can never think further than the red line, can it?
Look, it's you they're after. You listen to me now, Martin. You'll be finished with school in a couple of days. From then on, you'll only be hanging around. Now, I want you to get right away from here.
It's all very well then putting up the rates, but they want to think about getting rid of that Air Force base first. If Arthur Ridley thinks she's going to get my vote for the next parish council election, she's got another thing coming. Shan't keep you a moment, sir. There you are, Mrs. Nichols. I'll put the rest in your money. Thank you very much. What are you doing here at this time of the morning?
Ooh! Brandy balls. I have an absolute passion for them.
What are people going to say if they see a strange man sneaking in here at any time of the day or night? Oh, really, Mr. Forrester, you must be more careful in the future.
A quarter, please. beautiful sound. I'm afraid we have a rather urgent job of work to do.
Oh, no, not again. What this time?
We have prepared a welcome for a rather special visitor, a rebel.
A rebel?
I understand a large tin of sardines has been seen floating in the middle of the North Sea. They are of a particularly succulent flavour.
5 pence, please.
Oh, Mr. Elliot.
Well, if he's coming this afternoon, Mrs. Courtney, I hope you'll warn him that he won't see very much work being done. On the last day of term, the school's usually involved in sports. Most of the sixth formers will play six-side football against some of the teaching staff. Who? Oh, yes. Anything wrong? What? That's impossible. Martin Clifford's one of our brightest. Yes, of course. I'll arrange for Mr. Osborne to meet him the moment he arrives. Thank you very much, Mrs. Courtney. Bye.
Osborne?
Yes, the new headmaster. He's coming in for a briefing this afternoon. He wants to have a talk with Martin Clifford before the school breaks up.
Why? What's he done?
Did you know that Martin Clifford had deliberately failed every single one of his examination papers?
It's nothing, sir, honest. Just a circuit diagram. I'm quite interested in electronics, only as a hobby, you understand. I often mess around with our own TV at home.
If you've got a class to go to, then go.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, Clifford, just a minute. Are you staying at home during the holidays, or are you going away?
Oh, I won't be going away, sir. I can't afford to. I'll probably have to get a part-time job or something.
If you'll take my advice, you get as far from regular as you possibly can.
Well?
It's a submarine, all right. RAF Strike Command have got a helicopter out there. They're going to report back to me if there's any change in position. I'll keep the circuit open.
What position did you say they were holding?
Latitude 5232 north. Longitude 153 east.
That puts the submarine somewhere between Harwich and Felixstowe. 16 miles off coast. Well outside territorial limits.
She's cut out her engines at 20 or 30 fathoms. She must be waiting for something. I really can't see why Strike Command don't do something about it.
They won't, because I've told them not to.
What? Look, Mr. Forrester, that's a Soviet submarine sitting out there. She's just waiting to transmit classified information back to Moscow.
But of course.
But don't you understand? Operation Neptune will be underway in a few days' time. The whole NATO fleet will be out there on exercise. Now, aren't you going to do anything about that submarine?
No, Mrs. Ruggles, we are not.
But why?
You see, if our visitor is to transmit information, then she must first receive it.
From someone here, on the mainland, in Redlow.
Our job is to wait and see who it is who is particularly fond of sardines.
But wages and salaries are not only income.
Why have you got that
To our
fried egg on your head, you
employers,
see? And he said, because if I had a boiled egg, it would have rolled off ages ago.
Driving costs,
Boom, boom.
the production.
Good job. Do you want another one? I'll tell you a really good one. All right.
Pupils of Redlow, I am the voice of truth. The tide is flowing in your direction. I congratulate you for your courageous stand against the tyrants of bureaucracy. As I speak to you in the upper sixth form for the last time, I urge you to remember 3 vital words that will determine life ahead of you. Freedom, courage, fight. The freedom to think for yourself, the courage to think for yourself, and above all, the determination to fight. The tide is flowing in your direction. You in the upper sixth, the citizens of tomorrow, you must flow with that tide. Question and answer. Always demand the truth.
Oh, ain't I've got a sexy voice, don't you think?
All right, boys, come on. Out you go.
Yeah, all right. Look at the junction box.
going on up there?
Never mind about that. What have you found out about that boy?
Nothing. I haven't really had a chance.
Well, I have. I've just received confirmation of what I suspected. Martin Clifford is working for British intelligence.
Oh, impossible. He's only a boy.
I want him out of the way, Jerry, as soon as possible. And that's an order.
You're just about the most accident-prone person I've ever met in my entire life.
Oh, I'm all right. I just took a hard tumble.
Would you mind telling me what happened in the cloakroom this morning?
Well, I sprayed the junction box with the fingerprint powder just as you told me to.
And?
I went back a second time, pow, the whole lot blew back at me.
You know, another little accident like that, and your career as an intelligence officer is going to be finished before it began.
What have you found out about Forrester?
I was afraid you were going to ask me that. I've checked with our office in London. You've never heard of him, Martin.
Never heard of him.
Martin, you'll just have to accept that whoever Forrester is, he's suspect number one. Look, I've got to go. You're going to be all right.
Oh, sure. Yes. Hey, what's going on? Let me out, will you?
Martin, you in here? Martin!
Wake up! Oh, do you ever get a feeling nobody loves you?
Just a minute, Jerry. Botched it again.
I don't know what you mean.
Don't play the innocent with me. I gave you instructions to deal with that boy. Why haven't you carried them out?
It wasn't possible. I went to the football match.
You had every opportunity.
Well, I had to wait until I could get the boy alone.
He went back to the changing room. You could have dealt with him there.
But I couldn't leave the playing field until I was quite sure that nobody was watching me.
Why on earth should anyone be interested in watching you? They were interested in the game.
It was Harvey. He never took his eyes off me the whole time. I tell you, he suspects something.
Absolute nonsense.
I tell you, he does. Well, you said yourself that we couldn't afford to take any chances. If Harvey had seen me leave the field before...
Jerry, you are becoming a total embarrassment.
No, Jane, you don't understand. I did carry out your instructions. I did follow Martin Clifford to the changing room. I was going to deal with him, like you said. But I was too late. Somebody had got there before me.
You know, another 10 minutes in there and you'd have roasted alive.
I can't understand I've been such a goon. can't see locking myself in there like that.
Well, I hate to disillusion you. You didn't lock yourself in.
Of course I did. The latch slipped.
No, Martin, the latch did not slip. The door was locked from the outside. The key's gone.
You mean somebody locked me up in there deliberately?
Yeah, that was the general idea.
The lousy... I could have been killed.
That also was the general idea. You know, you're not the most popular guy in town at the moment.
That's the understatement of the year.
Although to look at you, the most unlikely target for an assassin I've ever seen.
Jealousy will get you nowhere.
All right, now come on, settle down. Look, we've got to start making a few plans for the holidays.
What about them?
Well, first of all, you've got to find Forrester.
I've got to find him. That's your job.
Oh, no, mate. You're the new recruit, not me.
And if I do?
Then do nothing. If Forrester's the guy I think he is, then I'll have to cope with him.
Look, do you really think he's in charge of this operation? The voice of truth?
It's a possibility that we can't dismiss. My latest information is that there's a Soviet submarine lying at the bottom of the North Sea waiting to pick up information from someone here at Redlow. Now, that someone could be Forrester. And if it is, we've got to stop him.
Oi, Bobby Moore.
What's up, Spud?
The head wants you in his study right away.
What's it all about?
Oh, search me, mate. I'm not the boss, am I? At the depot.
Shaky. Oh, Spud?
Yes, sir.
If your brains are as big as your mouth, you are no doubt going to leave here and earn a fortune. Now, if and when you get a job, don't forget us peasants when you've amassed all that money with you.
No, sir.
Out.
Excuse me, miss. I'm looking for Martin Clifford.
Clifford?
Yes, he's in the upper sixth form. I'm his father.
Oh, I see. Well, they should be in from the playing fields in a few minutes, and I should wait in the sixth form common room if I were you, through that door.
Oh, thanks very much.
Ace from old Mother Riley, ready to copy, over. 2, 17, 167 east. 52, 17 north, 167 east. Mother Riley, out.
What are you doing here?
Well, I had to come, Martin. I had to see you. Before I found out if it was really true.
Find out what?
Have you failed your A-levels?
Oh, the results won't be published for weeks yet.
Well, that's what they're saying in the village. They say you deliberately failed your exams to get your own back on me.
Look, Dad, I've told you before not to come chase me around at school. What I do here concerns no one else but me. I'm not a kid anymore.
And it is true. You've thrown away your chances for the future to prove something to me. But what, Martin? What are you trying to prove?
Look, I can't talk now. I've got to go and see the headmaster.
Stick together. Isn't that what you said, Martin? Or isn't it what you call sticking together? Is this what your mother and I worked for all these years, to see it all end like this?
Look, it's not like you think, Dad. I mean, well, I can't explain now, but one day you'll understand.
Look, I'm not trying to bring back the past. I know I can never do that. And I know I've not been as good a father to you as I should. But if you wanted to get at me, you've done the right thing. And I just hope you're satisfied.
Base from Oh Mother Riley. Base from Oh Mother Riley. I have a red alert. Red alert. I'm picking up a strong signal from an unidentified source on 3.635 bearing 337. Request cross bearing for fix. Wilco, change into channel K. Mother Riley out. Uncle John from Old Mother Riley.
Come in. Ah, there you are, Clifford. Sit down, please.
Thank you, sir.
Now then, Clifford, I want to have a talk with you before you went home, particularly as it looks as though you'll be back with us next term. Are you in any kind of trouble, Clifford?
Trouble, sir?
You've no idea what I'm talking about.
No, sir.
I see.
Yes, sir?
Would you tell Mr. Osborne he can come in now if he cared to, please?
Very good, sir.
The fact of the matter is, I've had a grave report from Mrs. Courtney, chairman of the Board of Governors. It concerns what the examiners say about your effort, or rather, lack of effort, in the A-levels. What went wrong, Clifford?
Sir?
Don't waste my time, please. You gave a facetious answer to practically every question on those papers. I want to know why. I see. Well, it's your career you're jeopardizing, Clifford, not mine. I presume you think you can take these examinations in the new term, is that it?
Yes, sir, I'd like
I wouldn't bank on it, if I were you.
But, sir, I thought...
Yes?
I'd rather not talk about it, if you don't mind, sir. It's a personal matter.
Afraid you'll have no alternative. From now on, everything you do here will be the sole responsibility of the new headmaster.
New headmaster?
There you are, do come in, please. Martin. Mr. Osborne, this is Martin Clifford. Mr. Osborne is our new headmaster.
Ah, Martin Clifford, I've heard a great deal about you. Not all of it, I fear, of a complimentary nature. Perhaps we better have a little talk.